Hey friends, this is Eric the Mind Control Guy. Last few days I've made some videos, as many people around the country, actually around the world, have about the attempted assassination of presidential hopeful Donald Trump a week ago today. And last video I made, I misspoke a couple times and I didn't realize it until after the video was over and I watched it and everything. And I was like, oh man. So this is basically to correct a few things. One, I said it was last Friday. No, it was last Saturday. The other thing was I said I had heard about this report on the Dark Outpost. Well, actually, it was the Awake Nation. Dark Outpost is the podcast that I used to be on back in 2002, back in 2022 and early 2023. Around the time I left the program, they switched it to the Awake Nation. So actually, it was the Awake Nation. And the other thing, the group that appears to be responsible for it was called, I misspoke and I called it the World Forum. It was actually the World Economic Forum. And on my site, Eric the Micro Guy, I put up that podcast and they played the video where it's almost like they're admitting to it. World Economic Forum. And just like Mr. Trump said, drill, baby, drill, get our own energy independence back. Those guys were basically, shoot, baby, shoot. They wanted to keep staging more and more assassinations until they killed the man. It's like, why? You know, the guy has always said he wants best for the country, and why people say no, they don't want what's best for the country. He said, 30 some years ago when he was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and still says it today. He's sick and tired of seeing the country ripped off. And the left are like, no, we love seeing the country ripped off. I don't know where people's brain is. And the Communist News Network, more commonly known as CNN, and PMSNBC, MSNBC, it's like, what the hell's with these people? Why do people want to buy into idiotic Marxism? It just, this stupidity level is just unmatched. And they got all their fancy degrees and all this, and yet their head is still in their six. Anyway, all that aside, I had mentioned about a book. It was called The Assassination of Abraham Lincoln and the Conspiracy of 1865. That's this book right here. I don't know if you can see it with all the reflection. It tends to happen, but that's the book right there. The Assassination of Abraham Lincoln and the Conspiracy of 1865. In this book, there was a picture. President Lincoln's inaugural. You can see that. Let me see, I might need to get my magnifier to see precisely where he's at. Yeah. Right there. Might not be able to see it, but right there, wearing the top hat, that was John Wilkes Booth. And in this caption right here, he said, like basically he had the perfect chance. Let me see if I can read it verbatim. I got to go because my load's ready and I got to get going. But anyway, it said, Booth himself stated that he had attended Lincoln's second inaugural on March 4th, 1865. What an elegant change I had to kill the president on inauguration day if I wished. That's the book if you can find it. Amazon, eBay, or wherever you want. See it for yourself. Now, yesterday I said some things on my video that made people like, where the hell are you coming up with this? Books like that, historical books. And like I said, I'm also convinced, as so many people are now convinced, the Secret Service has been compromised. His protection there was compromised. President Kennedy, his Secret Service was compromised. And Mr. Trump's Secret Service, has been compromised. There are people coming out now saying that those people who were supposed Secret Service weren't even Secret Service. And they're talking about the World Economic Forum is talking about staging more assassination attempts until they get the man. And I'm thinking, if they continue to fail to get the man, if they continue to fail to kill President Trump, what's left? Inauguration Day. Very few people are allowed to be around the president on Inauguration Day. The outgoing president, his wife and family, the incoming president, their wife and family, the Justice of the Peace, and the Secret Service. I think they're going to probably try and at the last minute, insert a supposed Secret Service agent that's going to turn out to be the assassin. I think if they don't whack Mr. Trump before Inauguration Day in November, let me rephrase that. I think if they don't whack Mr. Trump before November, they're going to try it on Inauguration Day. Just like John Wilkes Booth said. Well, he had the perfect opportunity. Of course, he would have been taken down right there, and he would have been hanged along with all the others, and I guess he didn't want that, but he had a perfect opportunity. So how could anybody get close enough to the president to do something like that? Secret Service. An inserted Secret Service agent who turns out to be an assassin. And I hope Mr. Trump has at least, 2 bulletproof vests on, because these bastards are getting serious, very, very serious. And it's just like I said, I think if they fail to get him on Inauguration Day, they're going to do just like in those 2 basically carbon copy movies that were made back in 2013. Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down. I think if they fail to get Mr. Trump before November, and they fail to get him on Inauguration Day, they're going to have some rogue group do a full-on assault of the White House. And it's going to be allowed to happen. Now, who is actually going to be responsible for it is anybody's guess. The World Economic Forum, the Mossad, rogue CIA, who knows? Who has access to that kind of hardware? But anyway, I had to correct a few things I said on that last video. It was on Saturday the 13th, not Friday, that this unfortunate event happened. It was the Awake Nation, not the Dark Outpost, I heard it on. And it was the World Economic Forum, apparently, who apparently appears to be behind it, and not the World Forum, but the World Economic Forum. And so this is basically a correction video. But I wanted to show you this book, because some people think I make stuff up. No, I'm not making a damn thing up. This is the book. Let me see if it's got a when this book was written. Appears to be written in let's see if it has a copyright on here. Appears to have been written in 1975 by Floyd E. Griswold. Let's see, and it's published by Alfred A. Knopf, Inc. But it was written in 1975. So now it has a different name on here. Apparently it was Louis J. Weichmann. That's who wrote it. That's who wrote it. I keep seeing different names in here, but that's the book if you want to see it for yourself and see that picture. Anyway, I got to go, friends. Duty calls.